Hi everybody, Paul Richards here with PTZOptics. Today we're going to show you the software that goes with our video collaboration kits. We have a Team Kit and a Team Plus, and these are USB-based video conferencing systems that are everything you need from a computer, a little miniature Intel NUC computer with Windows 10, a USB camera, and a USB speakerphone, and then you can put any collaboration software, live streaming software on there. So let's take a look a little closer at this 10-inch touchscreen that we have to control the kit, and see how we've turned it into a very easy dashboard for controlling your meeting spaces. So first of all, it's kind of set up in three columns here. We have our conferencing software, where you can see we have BlueJeans, Google Hangouts, GoToMeeting, Skype for Business, even Slack. And you can really, I will show you in a little bit how you can choose any conferencing software under the sun and have a really nice dashboard for simplifying the meeting space. The next part is the camera control and utilities. The camera control works seamlessly with our cameras. So as you can see here, I'll just hit the cog button. It'll actually, if you're using the video conferencing software, this video will be going to the video VTC software. But if you're not, you can get the video right here and position the camera. So if you lose the remote or the remote's gone, you can pan, tilt, zoom directly through this application. So that's nice. And if you are using a video conferencing software, you can still just use this part here for control, and you don't have to go into the cog. So the other part here is there's the dock view, which I'll show in a little bit. That's a persistent toolbar that brings all of these controls into a little bar to the right-hand side of the screen, so that you still have all of your controls. The reset room button here, I'm going to show in a little bit here. This is really part of the power of a shared collaboration space where you walk in and maybe people have changed things a little bit. You can hit the reset room button. It will delete all temporary files, passwords, browser history, and set everything back up to your default state. You can also add additional icons. So we just added a link to our knowledge base here, which just opens up a Google Chrome browser. You can also have any application under the sun. As you can see, we have Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Dropbox, and volume controls for an example. Before we get into the back end here, you can see at the bottom it's pulling the time off the machine here, so it'll always know the time of day. And then you can have almost 10 other time zones in case you're an international business and you want to be able to see what time it is in other locations. The status monitor here you can see is showing that we have a check and we're good to go. Just to dig into this a little deeper, it allows you to see CPU usage, whether or not the keyboard and mouse is all connected properly, microphones, network, storage, and cameras. So it's just a really quick overview to say, okay, system's good to go, no problems here. If something wasn't set up properly, you can be notified, and you can see here that there is a support contact email, and you can put your company name in there. Now the next part I wanted to show was the display itself. So we can name the room right there and choose where we want that to be, whether we want it on the bottom or the top. We can change whether or not we want to show some of these settings. For example, maybe we don't want the settings cog to be available to end users. In fact, on a little bit, we'll talk about the lockdown mode where users cannot even access the Windows operating system. We can talk about which screen we want to go full screen. This is set up as a fourth screen here. And we can choose what we want to do when it's docked, and that's the persistent toolbar. And then finally, here's where we can access the world clocks and add additional time zones to the bottom. We can also set up a complete theme. So you can see we have our logo at the top, all the colors done perfectly. So you can choose a theme, and once you have this fully customized, you can export the whole thing. And then if you're doing multiple rooms, they're already pre-configured. It makes it very easy to use. The action tabs, as you can see here, there's conferencing software, camera control, utilities, and applications. What we can do is we can rename them, obviously, but we can also, this is where we add all of the different web conferencing software. So BlueJeans, GoToMeeting, WebEx. If we needed to add Skype Teams or a different version of WebEx or any of the maybe video, you just hit the plus button there, and we can even reorganize how the tiles are all set up. And that's the same for camera control. There's some space there for additional things. For example, if you wanted to use our open source control software, or you wanted to put a separate tile up there, you could do so. In fact, we're going to do that later on here for our own usage. If you wanted to add links to the utilities section to maybe a corporate knowledge base or something along those lines, you could just hit the plus button here. And what it's going to do is it's going to ask you whether or not you want to add a program, a website, or even more, for example, some type of application. So that's how the action tabs are set up. In the systems area, what we'll look at here, once this loads, is you have an option for different languages. So if you are an international company and you want to be able to do Danish or Dutch or Finnish, French, German, Italian, many languages are supported here. One of the things I wanted to spend a moment on here is the reset room, because I really feel like that's what makes this simple to use. We can have the reset room reset on inactivity after a certain amount of time. So if no one's used the room, we could choose to be 15 minutes from now, or a bandwidth usage of a minimal amount to go ahead and just automatically reset the room. And what that does, if we scroll down here, this is what we want it to do. You may not want all of these, but you can remove temporary files, passwords, history. You can have it automatically sign out of Microsoft Office, erase the recycling bin, cookies, and form data. Now, here you can see on the right-hand side, we have more options that we can go over in another video, but one of the things that a lot of people have talked about is, the enable lockdown mode. So if you want to enable lockdown mode, that's a simple click, and that will enable this whole thing to be locked down. You will not be able to access the Windows shell, and this will operate as basically the control system, the only control system. So that's a little overview there. I hope that's been helpful for everyone. Gives you a good idea of what to expect when you get one of our collaboration systems. Completely customizable, easy to use. Everything you need to get set up for web-based video conferencing, collaboration, and even, you can see here we have some live streaming applications and productivity applications as well. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'll put our 1-800 number below so that you can call on us to ask questions. Thank you for watching.